Hi, Tom Boyd here. Today I just want to cover some basic finger exercises that are really going to help to build up the strength and dexterity in your hands. They'll also help you to master the one finger per fret rule, which I'll cover in a minute, and they'll also help you to learn to float your fingers over the strings rather than having them pointing outwards when you're playing. You want to keep them as close to the strings as possible. So to start with, I'm going to explain what the one finger per fret rule is, and all that simply means is if we were playing in this position on the fretboard, so with your index finger, first finger, on the 9th fret, that means that all the strings in that fret you would play with the index finger. Then the next fret down, the 10th fret, you'd use your second finger. The 11th fret, you'd use your third finger. And on the 12th fret you'd use your little finger. So a simple example of that would be just playing chromatically, like, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4 with your fingers. So if I was to play that all the way down the neck, it would sound like this. And then back down again. Okay, now that in itself is a pretty good exercise just to practice. And the reason also we're playing down this far down the neck is because when you're first warming up and first playing, you don't want to really start off playing down that end of the neck, because the fret spacings are much wider and it's more of a stretch, and you're just going to make your fingers ache really quickly. So if you start off down by the 12th fret area, they're much closer together, easier to play. And then in time, as you go on through your warm-up or through your practice, you can move further down the neck. But for now we're just going to focus on this area between frets 9 and 12. Okay, so the first exercise is the one I just showed you, which is playing chromatically 9, 10, 11, 12. These are the fret numbers, 9, 10, 11, 12, and all the strings, and keeping to one finger per fret. You then also want to make sure that you play back down again. And another tip is, as you play each one, leave the finger behind. So rather than kind of playing, say, the 9th fret and then playing the 10th and lifting the 9th off, like that, you want to leave the fingers trailing. Oops. Like that, as much as possible, really. And then, okay, so the next exercise, that's going what I'd call 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're going first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Is then just play variations of that. So the next one, the first one you might do is do 1, 2, 1, 2, which would be first finger, second finger, all the way down the neck. So, and back down. Then you might play 1, 3 down in the same position. And again, you want to make sure that the fingers that you're not playing are not sticking out. It's very common for kind of you to do this and the little finger or the other finger, middle finger, kind of sticks out, and you're like playing like this or something. You want to keep them nice and close, so as much as possible, really. So that's 1, 3. Then 1, 2, 1, 3. Then do 1, 4, which is. Play that again slower. So you're just playing 9th fret and 12th fret on each string with your index finger and your little pinky finger. Okay, so we've covered 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. Now we're going to do 2, 3, which is quite tricky if you've not done it before. You need to again make sure the fingers stay close to the fretboard. Then we're going to try 2, 4, which is middle finger and index finger. And again, this is 2, 4. Oops, I'll start again. Okay, that's quite tricky. And then you want to try This is what I find the hardest, which is 3/4. So you're playing 11th fret with the third finger and 12th fret with the little finger. So they're all quite tricky. So I'm just going to run through them quickly again. So you've got just 1, 2, 3, 4, which is chromatic scale. Then you've got 1, 2. Then you've got 1, 3. Then you've got 1, 4. Then you've got 2, 3. And 3, 4. And that covers basically every variation of different fingering you can do on the fretboard, and it's really good practice. The other thing that you can do is, if you're playing chromatically, which is playing 1, 2, 3, 4, is then play it once through and then to move upper fret and play it once through and upper fret, so it would be something like an upper fret, just like that basically. Okay, the other thing you can do is to play, so you play down and then you shift upper fret and come back down a fret up basically, so I'm going to shift up and then shift up fret. And then you just keep going further and further up the fretboard that way. Yeah, that's it basically, so give those a try. Remember to keep to one finger per fret as much as possible when playing. Keep the fingers hovering, and this should really help to build up the strength and dexterity in your fingers. Ideally you'd want to play these along with a metronome or a drum beat to also practice your timing, so you'd play them nice and steadily, and also you want to try and make sure they don't buzz. The notes don't buzz if you can help it, so just practice that really. I mean, I still, when my hands are not warmed up, playing some of those is really still quite difficult, so you're not going to master it in 10 minutes, so just take it easy. If you haven't done any kind of exercises before, I'd just stick with the playing chromatically 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down again. And another great tip also, if you're just starting out, is to do the 1, 2, 3, 4 and to say the names of the notes as you do it. That can be really helpful, help you learn the fretboard a bit better, and to say them going back down again as well. Yeah, so hopefully that will help you out. Try it out and go for it.